Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of the council to the organization, our reorganization meeting of January 5th, 2022. And Madam Clerk, have we done all the noticing requirement? Have all the noticing requirements been met?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, can you please call the roll of the 2021 council members?
Yes. Ms. Peron Lambros,
Here.
Ms. Niedergang,
Here.
Mr. Cohen,
Here.
Ms. Fraga,
Here.
Mr. Williamson, Ms. Sachs,
Here.
Mayor Frida.
Here.
Yeah, change somebody's name in here.
Okay, so I can report to those present that at the general election held November 2021, the following individual, Eve Niedergang, was reelected, and Leighton Newland was elected to serve on Princeton Council beginning today. I think before we get into the swearing in of Eve and Leighton, we do have some guests, and I would like to ask that we bring over Senator Zwicker first, and maybe the senator can say hello. And there's a number of guests, so I'm going to ask everyone that we bring over just to be very timely, and then we'll get on into the normal part of the meeting. Senator.
Thank you, Mayor. There you are. Thank you so much. I will be brief and to the point, but Happy New Year to everybody. Congratulations to our new members of the council and to our re-elected member of the council. And just very much looking forward to working with the mayor and the council and all the various groups on important issues when it comes to open space, ways to do affordable housing, diversity inclusion measures, bike trails, environmental issues, and so much more. So congratulations to all. Of course, I wish we were together. I'm very much hopeful that we will be sometime soon. And I look forward to, of course, seeing everybody. Take care.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you.
Could we bring over Assemblyman Roy Fryman, please?
Yes, Mayor, bringing him over now.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor and Town Council. Happy New Year to everyone. First of all, thank you for consistently being concerned about the community and doing this via Zoom. I very much appreciate that. Andrew and I have been working together too long because I was checking off all the things that he was going to go through in his talking points, and I think he hit every single one of them. So maybe I'm just going to ad lib and throw in a big thanks for your commitment in serving, as well as we know that it takes boards and commissions as well, and all those serving on the boards and commissions to support it. We're looking forward to working with you. Nothing gets done in a microcosm. We all need to collaborate and work together, and we really have enjoyed the partnership and look forward to continuing it.
Roy, thank you very much. We appreciate your presence here tonight. Adam, I see that Dwayne is over in the public area. Could we bring him in as a panelist? Because he's going to be pretty important to the beginning of the meeting this evening.
Yes, Mayor, he should be coming over now.
Okay. And then I'm just going down the list in alphabetical order. Could we bring over our county surrogate, Diane Jarofsky, please?
I was wondering what was happening there. I was lost in cyberspace there. I said, I thought I had one more night here.
Yeah. We're not cutting you out yet.
Right.
So Diane should be coming over.
Okay.
Try one more time here. There it goes. Oh.
Okay. Diane, if you can hear us, just unmute yourself so you can.
1 second.
There you go. Oh,
There I am. Hello, everyone. I just took a bit to get used to this. Just want to wish everyone a very happy new year. And I want to thank everyone for making sure that I was reelected for my 6th term. I'm very excited to go into my 26th year in the office. And yeah, it's very true. And I do congratulate the Princeton council members, the incumbent and the new member. And I all wish you all a successful year. Thank you.
thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Adam, I see that Carrie Osmond, who's Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman's chief of staff, is in the attendees. So let's bring her over, because I'm not sure whether it's her or the Congresswoman, but either way, we should.
Understood. I'm bringing them over as a panelist.
Okay, thank you.
I do see Watson Coleman at the end now. Up
Oh, is she?
there.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we'll see if she's under both or just one.
Yep.
Carrie, is this you under your name, or I'm just?
It is, thank you, Mayor, but you're looking for Watson Coleman.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, Carrie, thank you very much for all you do.
Thank
to
you.
help us.
Happy New Year. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. All right, Adam, let's jump down to Watson Coleman and get the Congresswoman on.
Okay, she should be on her way.
Okay, terrific.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, and I'm finally glad to be here. Found my destination.
We're glad to have you with us.
Thank you. Just want to wish everyone a happy, healthy 2022. In fact, I want to wish you a happier and healthier 2022. I want to thank you for all the work that you've done and congratulate all of you on being willing to serve in what is a really difficult, chaotic, and sometimes confusing time, but you're appreciated. And I just want you to know that I am so happy that at the end of the redistricting process, I still belong to you, because that's my blessing. So
That's our
thank
blessing.
you very much. God bless you and all the work that you do.
Thank you.
Congresswoman, thank you very much for finding time to join us. It's very special. Thank you. Adam, could we bring Kristen McLaughlin in, please?
Yes, Mayor. Let me just locate. Okay. Would you like her as a speaker or as a panelist?
Panelist is fine.
All right.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Kristen.
Congratulations, Leighton. Congratulations, Eve. Always an exciting night to get sworn in. And Leighton, I wish you all the best as you start this journey. And Eve, I'm looking forward to continuing our journey together. Leighton, I'm so glad to have you join the team. And I'm, please, any of you sitting on Princeton Council, please feel free to reach out as I try to figure out my new role at the county, which officially starts tomorrow. And so excited to see you all here and just have a great year.
Kristen, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Adam, can we bring in Mayor Janice Mironoff next, please?
Yes, Mayor. She should be coming over now. Okay. So I'm on.
There you are, Janice. Yes, you're on. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, thank you. I take a minute. I'm a lot of different variations of virtual and Zoom. I think we're all learning. So I just take a minute, and I do want to congratulate Eve, who is a really dedicated and caring and smart member for her reelection, and Leighton, who is definitely a special, unique individual who's going to bring a great perspective and background to his work on the council, and also just good wishes to all my other friends in Princeton. You've been great partners in what's been a very difficult time for all of our towns, and just want to thank you for that great partnership, your friendship, and wish you all great success. And we're all looking for great hopefulness as we move into 2022. So good. Congratulations, everyone, and my warm wishes. Thank you.
Mayor, thank you very much for having joined us. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Adam, could we bring in Nina Melker yet, another one of our county commissioners?
Yes. Should be coming over.
Thank you.
Hello, I guess. Am I on? I can't tell if you can see me or not.
You are. We can see you. Thank you.
Okay, great. Happy New Year to everybody. Congratulations. It's a pleasure to be with everybody here tonight in Princeton, and just looking forward to working closely with everyone as always. Thank you.
Nina, thank you very much. Adam, could we bring over Paula Cavello next, our county clerk?
Should be on their way.
Hi, everybody. Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Good to see you all, and Happy New Year as well. Congratulations to Eve and to our new councilman, Leighton. We look forward to working with you in the coming year in all the initiatives that the clerk's office provides and conducts, including the elections and any other, property recording, passport issues, things of that nature. I look forward to working with you all as good friends in 2022. So I wish you the best in health, happiness, and prosperity. Thanks.
Paula, thank you very much for having joined us. We appreciate it. Take care. Adam, can we bring over Sam Frisbee, another one of our county commissioners, please?
Yes, let me just locate them. There we go.
There we go. Sam, if you could unmute yourself, we could recognize you.
There we go.
There you are.
I was talking to myself here for a second. I felt like I was on Star Trek. Just beam me up, Adam. Happy New Year to everyone, and I'm so excited to see Eve reelected and Leighton newly elected. Congratulations, Mayor. You got an incredible team there, and it was a lot of fun running with them this last campaign season, and looking forward to working with you all. Have an incredible evening.
Sam, thank you very much for having joined us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay, I believe we've captured all the other elected officials that joined us tonight, so thank you to all of you for doing that. We're going to get into the oath of office for both Eve and Leighton in just a second, but I think one idea that would make it much easier for the public to follow what's going on, if only Eve, Leighton, and Dwayne stay on camera and the rest of us turn our cameras off, that way people can follow what's being said without jumping around this, without the screen jumping around. So if we could all, the rest of us turn off our cameras, and the first up would be the oath of office to be administered to Eve Niedergang by Dwayne Williams and Esquire and former council member.
Thank you, Mayor. Ready, Councilwoman? So I state your name.
Good evening, Dwayne. Sorry, I was having trouble getting unmuted. I, Eve Niedergang,
Sincerely profess and swear
sincerely profess and swear
that I do and will bear
that I do and will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the government established in this state
to the government established in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Princeton Council
perform all the duties of the office of Princeton Council
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding. Thank you, Dwayne.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Dwayne, could you now read the oath of office for Leighton, please?
Of course, Mayor. I state your name.
I, Leighton Newland,
Sincerely profess and swear
sincerely profess and swear
that I do and will
that I do and will
bear true faith and allegiance
bear true faith and allegiance
to the government established in this state
to the government established in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties of the office of Princeton Council
perform all the duties of the office of Princeton Council
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding. Thank you.
Congratulations, Leighton. Thank you very much. Dwayne, thank you. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome, Mayor.
All right, if all the council members are coming back, great. Madam Clerk, could you now call the roll of the 2022 council members?
Yes, Mayor. Ms. Peron Lambros,
Here.
Ms. Niedergang,
Here.
congratulations. Mr. Cohen,
Here.
Ms. Fraga,
Here.
Ms. Sachs,
Here.
Mr. Newland,
Here.
congratulations. Mayor Frida.
Here. Thank you. Congratulations. All right. I will now accept nominations for the office of Council President. Eve?
I'm sorry, Mia, did I?
Go ahead. I think you beat me.
I did. I would like to nominate my colleague and friend Leticia Fraga to serve another year as Princeton Council President.
Thank you very much. Is there a second to that motion?
I will second.
Thank you. Okay. Are there any other nominations? Is there a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
So moved. Thank you. All right. All in favor of closing the nominations? And
Aye.
then, thank you. And then all in favor of electing Leticia to the council president role? please say aye.
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 Okay.
Thank you, everyone. I'm truly, truly honored once again.
Okay, Dwayne, I believe you're up again.
Thanks, Mayor. I state your name.
I, Leticia Fraga,
Sincerely profess and swear
sincerely profess and swear
that I do and will
that I do and will
bear true faith and allegiance
bear true faith and allegiance
to the government established in this state
to the government established in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Princeton Council President
perform all the duties of the office of Princeton Council President
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Dwayne. It was really, truly an honor to have you do me the honor of administering the oath.
It was my honor to do it. Thank you so much, Council President.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you, Councilman.
Okay. Next up on the agenda, we have a consent agenda of 33 items, housekeeping items that we do at the beginning of every year, appointments and things like that. The agenda has been published ahead of time. And as long as no one thinks we need to pull any one item out of the consent agenda could be motioned in block. Eve?
I so move the consent agenda en masse.
Thank you very much, saving all of us from listening to 33 individual resolutions. Is there a second on that motion? Mia, thank you very much. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay. So now we're going to go to a series of remarks. I have remarks. The council president will make remarks, and then we go through the council members. And when we get to the council members, I'll just follow the order that the clerk read the roll when she called the roll of the 2022 council members, just so you all know where you are. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mia.
I think we had a discussion in advance and it didn't get around to everyone that we would let Leighton and Eve go first and give their speech since they've just been elected, but could do it anyway.
It's a fine idea.
Okay.
Eve, do you want to go first? Then we'll go to Leighton.
I will, what is it called? I will lead off. Is that the right baseball?
You're the leadoff batter. Go right
I'll
for
be
it.
the leadoff batter. Oh, I'm sorry. That would be after you and.
No, go right
Leticia.
ahead. No,
Yeah.
I am
We're going to go
fine.
after you, Mark.
No, look, no, I'm fine. Eve and Leighton, please. I insist. You two go first.
Wow. Okay. Forgive me for reading this. It's an honor to be embarking on my second term as a councilwoman in and for this community that I've been part of for more than 30 years and which I truly love. The COVID pandemic and continuing economic uncertainty has had an effect here as elsewhere. But throughout it all, mayor and council have continued to do the work that our community needed and valued. I know that there have been controversies this year along the way, but I want all to know, and I believe that I speak for my colleagues on this point, that the well-being of our community, as we each understand it, is our single and solitary goal. Here are some of the highlights for my year, focusing on the areas for which I bear particular responsibility. In the area of municipal administration and personnel, our consultant for the hiring of a new municipal administrator told me, as the chair of the search committee, that this hire would be the most important thing that I do as a council member. And although our new administrator has only been on the job for 6 months, He's already proven to be the right person at the right time. He's helped immensely in a number of specific areas, such as open space acquisition and municipal restructuring. This municipal restructuring included the promotion of two longtime dedicated and effective employees, Jeff Grosser and Deanna Stockton. Deanna, in addition to serving as municipal engineer, was named the Deputy Administrator for Infrastructure and Operations, while Jeff, on top of his duties as Health Officer, was named Deputy Administrator for Health and Community Services. Under Bernie Husdovic's unflappable leadership, and with the input and hard-earned knowledge of Jeff and Deanna, we hope to continue to have a responsive and responsible municipal government which uses your tax dollars wisely and carefully to achieve community goals and to help everyone in Princeton prosper. In the realm of open space, Councilwoman Sachs and I spearheaded the effort to acquire and preserve Princeton's largest still undeveloped tract of land. I want to thank our community partners, Friends of Princeton Open Space, the Watershed Institute, Ridgeview Conservancy, and the New Jersey Conservation Foundation, who helped fundraise and advocate for this acquisition, and also Princeton's Environmental Commission for their advocacy and study of this tract. Sustainable landscaping. This initiative, a year-long grant-funded process led by Sustainable Princeton, brought many different community groups and advocates together on a project which melded environmental and social justice concerns and tried always to elevate the voices of those who are often left out of our public policy discussions. As a result of this collaboration, Princeton's landscaper registration form was revised to provide better protection for workers. Funds were raised to help with the transition to electric lawn equipment, and restrictions were introduced on the hours and seasons of use of gas-powered lawn equipment. I'd like to thank Sustainable Princeton, Unidad Latina, and Acción, the MAPA Collaborative, Quiet Princeton, the Environmental Commission, and many representatives from many other municipal organizations that participated in this effort. The Environmental Commission. The Princeton's Environmental Commission had a busy year working on issues related to electric vehicle charging, the Sustainable Landscaping Initiative, artificial turf, cataloging the value of our open spaces, green building initiatives, and revision of the green building checklist, and educating around the new plastics law that goes into effect this May. So please make sure you have your reusable shopping bags. In this year, environmental concerns will continue to play a key role in development, resiliency planning, and open space preservation. Emergency services. Along with Councilman David Cohen and Councilwoman Mia Sachs, I serve on the local emergency planning committee. I want to highlight the key role that emergency services and fire department, as well as the police and the Princeton First Aid and Rescue Squad, thank you, Mayor, played all year, but particularly during Tropical Storm Ida. These men and women risked life and limb to help many individuals stranded in rapidly rising waters. Their performance under extremely adverse conditions was phenomenal. Going forward, we must ensure that our emergency response agencies have the equipment and materials they need to continue to respond to emergencies, particularly climate-related crises. Princeton Sewer Committee. Many improvements in the operations of this integral part of our town's infrastructure began to bear fruit this year. Sewer infrastructure needs to be maintained, and ours, unfortunately, had been overlooked in recent years. Under a new sewer engineer, Andrew Philippi, and manager, Dominic Itzy, we have consolidated this department at the River Road facility and thus improved operations. We have a 10-year plan that will bring the sewer system up to date to avoid expensive breaks and breakdowns, build resiliency into the system, and reduce the extraneous flow of clean water into our system, preserving clean water and saving money as well. Cannabis Task Force. In the wake of the referendum that legalized cannabis in New Jersey, Council President Fraga, Councilwoman Perron-Lambros, and I created the Cannabis Task Force. The CTF has submitted its report on one of those issues, whether to zone for a dispensary in Princeton, and will continue in 2022 to look at issues relating to cannabis education and enforcement, and ensuring that whatever actions Princeton takes in this realm are taken through the lens of racial equity and social justice. The public library. The library trustees focused in 2021 on ensuring a safe and welcoming space for the community and a return to normalcy, with the third floor now open to the community's children and teens, and in-person events such as story time and the annual book sale coming back this past year. 2021 also saw the merger of the Library Foundation and the Friends of the Library, a 50-year-old organization that has done so much to make this library into the community's living room. Finally, the Princeton Senior Resource Center. The PSRC provided many essential services to our community during 2021, including its innovative Vaccine Navigator program, which helped find many people navigate the enormously difficult system of getting vaccines back in the early days of January, February, March, and so on. They also provided services, virtual programming services, tech help for many Princetonians struggling at home to stay connected, and continued support for vaccination clinics and educational efforts. PSRC opened its new building on Poor Farm Road, and if you haven't been, I encourage you to go, to the community this past year, and it will be a hub of virtual and in-person learning for many years to come. And thank you again to all who provided their support and their wisdom, to my colleagues, mayor and council, who've been really a joy to work with, and without whom I absolutely could not do this, undertake this task. So thank you all.
Thank you, Eve. Leighton, would you go next, please?
Thank you, Mayor. One Princeton, many neighbors. Thank you, everyone. At this time, I wish to share a direct message with all people of Princeton. I thank Eve Niedergang for being a great running mate, friend, teacher, and mentor. I also would be remiss if I did not publicly proclaim my appreciation, my respect, and my love for the Honorable Dwayne Williamson for his services and advocacy for the citizens of Princeton over the past 3 years. I would also like to acknowledge my friendship with Lance Liverman, who has been a mentor and shown me what leadership is all about. I thank and acknowledge Mayor Mark Frieda, all members of Princeton Council, and the entire municipal staff of the town of Princeton. Eve's and my campaign slogan was smart growth, wise choices. My words this evening will reflect upon that mandate. This is a very special day for me and another step in a lifelong journey filled with accepting new challenges. Challenges, like steep hills, are hard to climb. But as you climb, your view and perspective change because you are able to see and understand more. I was born, raised, and educated in Princeton, and proud to continue living in my family home. Like many of you, I remember dreaming about what I would and could be, and what grand things I wanted to accomplish during my lifetime. I never, ever envisioned being 70 years old. And I am also sure it will not surprise anyone that I never thought about being a member of Princeton Council. But I am here now. And the most important truth I wish to share with you is that I am taking this journey seriously and will do the very best that I can to serve with honor the citizens of this historic yet progressive town. Nationally, we are facing the most severe threat to democracy ever, given that this threat comes from within. We do not live in a vacuum, and it is critical that Princeton and the people who live here, in all facets of our existence, do our part to defend liberty and justice for all. and not just for some. Hope is powerful. Let us make Princeton a hamlet of hope that uses its human infrastructure to fortify a future filled with opportunities and smart growth. Let's be dynamic so that more and more people will want to participate in the exciting, vibrant, and diverse town we will become. Remember that Dr. Cornel West said that justice is what love looks like in public. That should not only be our challenge, but it should be very high on our list of goals and objectives. We need to stand together in our quest to move Princeton successfully into the future by exiting our siloed neighborhood worlds and seeing the mutual benefits of the 4 C's: communication, collaboration, consensus, and compromise. Whether it be parking, cannabis, our relationship with Princeton University, or how we use open space, we must come together, move forward, be of good courage for the sake of our children and their children. Princeton cannot and will not move forward as a world-class town if all cannot benefit from the changes that we make. We are indeed at a crossroads as we head into the future. What we look like, feel like, and become will depend on our shared values and what we as a village believe to be important. We as a town have very serious challenges ahead, but with great challenges come great and wonderful opportunities. Affordable housing will give us the opportunity to add to our village and bring people of different ages and ethnicity together. We must also accept the challenge of caring and rebuilding the infrastructure for those less fortunate in terms of housing and quality of life issues. We must move swiftly to build a broad infrastructure of care centered around housing, affordability, education, social services, transportation, sustainability, the arts, and public safety. We must also continue to acknowledge our unique history and its impact on the stability and sustainability of people of color. We should study methodology that addresses issues of equity and social justice. We must know not just the difference between right and wrong, but be able to recognize it and act upon it always. You have placed great trust in me, and I am humbled by it. What I can promise is that I will listen carefully, take the time to do research, to study and understand, work collaboratively and congenially with others, and to always be truthful, even if it hurts. While you may not agree with all the positions that I take or the decisions that I will make, know that all choices will be based on what I believe is best for the people and makes the most sense. I also promise not to stall or derail progress by allowing good to be the enemy of perfection, as shared with me by Bernie Miller. As I begin my term on Princeton Council, I will listen, suggest, agree, disagree, and remember that whether we sit at the dais or in the community seats, I will be aware that the loudest voices are not always right, and the right voices aren't always the loudest. There will be times when we must hear and listen to our inner voice, and that is the one that builds community and lifts us all. Lastly, I want to thank a great team of people who individually and collectively have supported me. Their love and respect have made my journey real. I will work to show you and all Princetonians that your confidence and trust in my community service are not taken for granted. I will join members of the Princeton Council along with Mayor Mark Frieda to formulate policies and procedures for the welfare of all Princeton residents. I go forth with the sentiments of Victor Hugo. Being good is easy. What is difficult is being just. Lastly, heartfelt, I wish to acknowledge my soulmate who is taking this journey with me. Thank you for your commitment, your trust, and your love.
Thank you, Leighton.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir. All right, let me do my remarks. First of all, welcome to everyone that's tuned in. We appreciate you joining us this evening. Thank you, Dwayne, for your time that you served on council. Good luck with your future endeavors. Congratulations to Eve as she starts her second term, and to Leighton as he starts his first term. Traditionally, the mayor's message spends a fair amount of time dealing with a detailed list of what happened the previous year, but I will not really do that in this speech, since you will hear from all the council members this evening, and there is no need for me to steal their thunder. So the four things I will cover are what happened briefly in 2021, some of the 2021 items that will carry into this year, comment on our excellent municipal staff, and finally share my thoughts on what I have been calling good government, which is governance. Last year as a community, we addressed numerous items. Some were rescuing people from Ida to rebuilding damaged roadways after that storm, finding a middle ground on the university's plans for Prospect Street, dealing with car thefts, attending rallies on Heinz Plaza, addressing issues from Asian hate to anti-Semitism, dealing with COVID on a daily basis, concluding the search for our new administrator, permit parking, cannabis, new stormwater regulations, continued sustainability efforts, affordable housing developments, reconstructing Bank Street, overlaying with new asphalt numerous other streets, promoting several officers within the police department, holding our first community-wide 9/11 ceremony, revamping our community newsletter, educating ourselves on lantern flies, working with Rider University for parking on their Westminster Choir College campus, winning a $650,000 grant from New Jersey DOT for work on Witherspoon Street from Franklin Avenue to Valley Road, and many more. While 2021 is in our rearview mirror, many of the issues and topics continue into 2022. The largest concern for the foreseeable future will remain, how do we deal with COVID? Also continuing from 2021 into 2022 will be potential decisions on cannabis, permit parking, and special improvement districts. There will be continued education and enforcement of the new ordinance dealing with gas-powered landscaping equipment. The Witherspoon Street reconstruction project will start. We will see a public discussion to determine the plans for the Franklin Avenue affordable housing development. The new graduate hotel project will start. The ongoing effort to provide public Wi-Fi for our existing affordable housing developments. Reviewing our leaf and brush programs. Updating our master plan. Looking at ways to bring back community-wide composting. New Jersey Transit study of the Dinky Carter. Electric vehicles for the municipal fleet. More work related to stormwater concerns. There are other items that will carry over from 2021, but you can see that even before we get to our list of 2022 initiatives, we have a lot on our plate. How we decide to deal with all of these will be critical to how well we succeed. The key to how we deal with all this that is pending and that is still to come is by leveraging our municipal staff. We recently celebrated years of service awards recognizing staff for their work anniversaries. It was amazing how many 20, 25, 30, and 35-year awards were presented. This is a reflection of the many, many dedicated and hardworking people that are here every day doing all they can for our community. People that have spent most of their professional careers working for the residents of Princeton. To see this, to work with them, to understand the knowledge and experience they bring to the table on so many different topics just needs to be acknowledged. And beyond that acknowledgement is the practice that we actively solicit and seek their opinions and suggestions regularly, early on in so many discussions on so many matters that we address. The perspectives they can bring from so many years of service are invaluable. So a sincere thank you to our staff for all they handled in 2021 and for all they will face in 2022. As mayor, I have a number of things that are important to me. Last year at this meeting, I spoke about good government, transparency, and listening to residents. I still treasure those. Someone recently asked me, is good government a policy? I use the term good government, meaning governance. And to me, that is a policy. In fact, to me, it is a conscious decision. What is governance? It can be described as the act of governing. It is what governments do. Looking at information from Governance Today, Sage Publications, the School of Political Science.com, and others, the following 8 major characteristics of good governance are commonly referred to: rule of law, participation, transparency, consensus, accountability, effective and efficient, equity and inclusiveness, responsiveness. Rule of law is easy. Follow what our ordinance says when it comes to how we run our municipality. The same for state statutes that apply to us. Over the last year, we have heard concerns over participation and transparency. I believe one way to address this is to look to our boards, committees, and commissions, or as we call them, BCCs, more in 2022, asking them to help us with items instead of setting up new task force or other bodies to look into specific issues. This will help to address perceptions over decisions being made prior to a discussion at public meetings of the full governing body due to too many elected officials sitting on a task force. With our BCCs having clear meeting schedules, all stakeholders can plan how and when they will participate in a more transparent process. Getting consensus. I would suggest the work session model we recently had on special improvement districts and the future work sessions on cannabis and the Franklin Avenue affordable housing development are examples of the governing body reaching out for consensus. Consensus at its best pushes us to collaborate and encourages inclusiveness by involving all stakeholders in the decision-making process. Accountability happens on different levels. Clearly, the public holds the elected officials accountable at the ballot box. However, on a regular basis, the sharing of information openly and early in the process reflects both accountability and transparency. In addition, all of us, the elected officials, being available to you to answer your questions, to explain our thought process is part of being accountable. How can we be effective and efficient? Leveraging our staff is key to doing this. Our processes and procedures need to produce the results we hoped for from the decisions we made. Having us, the elected officials, set clear goals and policies, and then handing those off to our staff through our more than capable administrator to carry those out. The direction and day-to-day running of our municipal government runs through our administrator. Equity and inclusiveness. Everyone is equal. Everyone has a voice. We consider the options and needs of everyone in our community. The recent process on gas-powered landscaping equipment and the outreach staff we have hired over the last year are 2 solid examples of our determination in these areas. Responsiveness. From a big picture perspective, this is our ability to deliver on the needs of the community in a timely manner. To do so, we set priorities, streamline processes, get to a decision point, and then hand off items to the staff to be implemented. Putting all of these 8 characteristics together, to me, means sharing our ideas early on with the public, encouraging feedback and input. On the flip side, it means the public accepting the honest sharing of ideas before they are fully developed, and while reacting to them, doing so in a businesslike and respectful manner. This is a 2-way street. We all need to encourage each other to do this sharing of information and thoughts while understanding that we all really want to do what is best. We should all be able to participate in a process that encourages open and honest communication so that we all benefit from our final decisions. The public trust is critical to how our system works, and all of your elected officials here truly believe in an open process. For 2022, I will actively reach out and be available to the council so we can all work together effectively. I realize that we will not all agree with each other on every issue, and sometimes our discussions may get awkward. But these are business discussions, and we should all feel free to say respectfully what we feel we need to say to each other and to the public during our meetings. Two important points about these types of discussions. If we all listen to understand and not listen to argue, if all of us consider that the final decision does not need to be one of our own ideas, but instead the combining of the good points of several different ideas, we will achieve much more. I will continue to be available to the public, being out and about town, being a cheerleader for all the good and interesting that happens in our community, helping our residents as much as I can. I take this very seriously and work at it daily. I am proud to be the mayor of Princeton. I am eager to work with the council, with our staff, and with all of our residents. Working together, we can continue to move Princeton forward. Thank you. All right, going back to the rest of the council. Thank you. Leticia, as council president, would you like to go first?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. And I will also read my statement, but I need help. So I want to start by first, good evening and Happy New Year to all who have joined us tonight. I want to first thank the Honorable Dwayne Williamson for his service and for all that he worked on with us during his term to move forward policies to help our community. We really, truly appreciate, and it will be a lasting legacy that you leave with us, all the positive things that we worked on together.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dwayne. And I also want to congratulate my colleague, Councilwoman Niedergang, on her re-election, and also welcome and congratulate Councilman Newland on his election to council. I've had the honor to know Leighton for many years prior to his election to council and have always known him to have our community's best interests at heart. I look forward to us working together to move forward meaningful policies. It has been a pleasure working with my colleagues on council this past year, as well as our mayor, staff, and all the volunteers who serve on our boards, commissions, committees, and task forces. Our town is full of creative and talented community members, and I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our volunteers for their service. We begin the new year with an immense optimism and hope. During this next year, as a team, we on council will work to ensure that we are moving forward policies that will improve the quality of life of all of our residents. We will continue to work on policies that help our local economy. We will continue to provide our police and fire department with the support and tools they need to keep our community safe. Most importantly, we will continue to build upon a responsive, open, and transparent government that will work hard for all residents. And I do want to put an emphasis on all. The challenges that we have faced during the pandemic have been unprecedented. And we could not be prouder of our staff, all of our departments who have worked especially hard to address the needs of our community. Including, I want to mention our Human Services Department, who has continued to ensure the needs of our most vulnerable population are being met, and to our Health Department, who has truly risen to the challenges of tackling the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021, the department focused on creating targeted COVID-19 vaccination approaches, and they did so by developing community partnerships with local businesses, community leaders, and school systems to support the vaccine efforts, as well as working closely with them to mitigate COVID-19 cases and possible outbreaks. The newly organized Department of Health and Community Services will continue to evaluate long-lasting impacts of the pandemic and will continue to work on strategies to improve unexpected consequences. In the long term, they will work to reduce and strive to eliminate Princeton's health and racial inequities, which we recognize exist. This begins with supporting families, mother and children across all spectrums of health and social support services. They will also work to create a social, physical, and economic environment that promotes attaining the full potential for health and well-being for all Princeton residents. In closing, I am looking forward to serving as council president again this year, and I want to thank my colleagues for the opportunity and for putting their faith in me. I also want to acknowledge and thank my husband, Stephen Nadler, my children, Sarah, Antonio, Sandra, Benjamin, and Sofia, my dad, Guillermo Fraga, and all my siblings for your continued encouragement and support. También a mi mamá, Ángela Fraga, que nos cuida desde el cielo. Este momento está dedicada para usted, mami. Muchísimas gracias y feliz año nuevo. Thank you.
Thank you, Leticia. Michelle, would you like to go next?
Feliz Año Nuevo. That was beautiful. Yes, thank you. And congratulations to my colleagues. Eve, congratulations on your reelection and your second term. And Leighton, looking forward to serving with you. It's a real pleasure. So congratulations. These on too. Okay, so reflecting on the past year of serving on council, our goals have been very ambitious, and I think we're well on our way to seeing much of these goals through to successful outcomes. Despite the loss of significant tax revenue due to COVID, we managed for a second year in a row to not raise taxes. And we were still able to invest in many crucial infrastructure projects, including streetscapes, road improvements, sewer infrastructure investment. And for 2022, we have the opportunity to invest further with American Rescue Plan and infrastructure funds, which we will aggressively pursue to meet our sustainability and climate change challenges. And we hope to strategically invest for the long term. A guiding principle for all of us has been to find ways to make our town a more affordable place to live and to ensure we maintain socioeconomic diversity here. Together with council members Sachs, Cohen, and myself, we make up our affordable housing and redevelopment team. And we have been working to not only meet, but exceed our affordable housing obligation, while assuring at the same time substantial benefits for all our residents. I believe we are well on our way to seeing through the many affordable housing developments in our town, which will add to our housing stock for lower and middle income residents. At the same time, investing in transit, infrastructure, parks, recreational facilities, which will bring broad benefits to the entire community. Another area of primary concern for all of us on council has been the health and vitality of our business community. Experiencing more closures and pressures on our small businesses due to COVID, we continue to support our businesses financially for COVID-related expenses, with the hope of averting more business closures and to support those businesses that were struggling to survive. Grant programs and ongoing communication on COVID-related adjustments continue to support our businesses by helping many of them to survive through the worst of the COVID shutdown and adjust through the many policy changes endured as they began to reopen and continue to stay reopened. While our businesses have struggled through the shutdown and reopening phases, we undertook a very ambitious economic revitalization plan that brought together a working group of business leaders that are all in agreement on the need to create a special improvement district. And we are looking forward to bringing this to the greater community in 2022, this year. The benefits of this special improvement district would include, but are not limited to, economic development, marketing, promotions, vacancy reduction, tenant mix improvement, parking and transit improvements, and streetscape enhancements. For 2022, in addition to a continuation of these goals, we will be looking to invest in our playing fields, our local parks, our recreational and our community facilities, which are so essential to our youth and vital to those in our community who are at risk and most vulnerable. It's truly an honor to serve with all of you, our mayor and our council, and a pleasure to work with our excellent professional staff. I couldn't wish for a better team to work with. And I want to just wish everyone a very healthy and safer 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. David, would you go next, please?
Thank you, Mayor. And I do want to offer my congratulations to Eve on her reelection and to Leighton on his election. And a few thanks in particular to my BCCs. I think that I have the best BCCs in town, the Historic Preservation Commission, the Bicycle Advisory Committee, the Flood and Stormwater Commission, and in particular, the chairs of each of those groups, Julie Capizzoli, Lisa Seriasol, and Barbara Simpson Vadnais. They've been incredibly effective and made my life so much easier in working with them. I'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff that I've been working on this year, and a lot of this will be spilling over into 2022 as well. So this is both a summary of accomplishments, but also goals for the new year. With historic preservation, as Mark mentioned, there was a lot of energy focused around the university's plans for their School of Environmental Studies and Engineering and Applied Sciences project, which had implications for historic preservation on Prospect Avenue. And after a really, I can't take any credit for this myself, but after a really robust public advocacy effort and strong efforts by our planning department, Michael Laplace in particular, and collaborative approach on the part of the university, we both were able to save 3 historic houses that were originally intended for demolition. And probably even more important, we're well on the way to establishing another historic district along Prospect Ave to protect that beautiful street into the future for Princeton. I've been working with fairly under the radar for most members of the public with a code harmonization committee that is composed mostly of staff, along with myself and Ms. Sachs and Steve Cohen, the chair of the zoning board. And we've been trying to unify the former boroughs and former townships zoning ordinances a mere 8 years after consolidation. There's still a ways to go, but the good news is that at long last, we have a single zoning map for the entire town and a single bulk table. This is a little bit technical, and forgive me for getting into it, but if we have any land use professionals in the audience, they'll be excited about it. These 2 documents, they're almost ready to be adopted by ordinance by council. I'm absolutely confident we'll be able to do that in the first quarter of 2022, and it's going to make the lives of both residents and those land use professionals so much easier in terms of wading through the morass that is our zoning ordinance, and hopefully we'll continue to chip away at harmonizing the rest of the zoning ordinance. Flood and Stormwater has been a really active commission this year. Early in the year, we adopted ordinances to bring Princeton's already enhanced stormwater regulations into consistency with DEP's new rules regarding green infrastructure, which, to put it simply, is trying to handle stormwater in the way that nature handles stormwater, as opposed to by building big concrete retaining ponds and stuff like that. So we did that early in the year, and then we've been working since then on getting in place a redevelopment stormwater ordinance, which basically means that not just new development projects, but also redevelopment projects that are occurring on sites that don't currently have stormwater management will be required to manage stormwater for any impervious surfaces that are disturbed. And that's really important in a town like Princeton, which is so built up, in order to really make headway and prepare for climate change, we really need to be managing our stormwater, not just for new development, but for redevelopment as well. And the other big thing that Commission has been working on is getting ready to embark on a stormwater utility study. And a stormwater utility is basically a way to more fairly distribute the costs for stormwater improvements, public stormwater improvements, by charging a fee to property owners, not based on the value of their property, which is how regular property taxes work, but rather by how much stormwater those property owners put into the stormwater management system. So it's a lot more equitable, and also as a fee rather than a tax. Nonprofit institutions are not exempt from the fees that would go along with the stormwater utility. And with the large number of significant nonprofits we have in town, that could be an important aspect as well. Briefly mention that the Bike and Pedestrian Advisory Committee was named this year at the New Jersey Bike Walk Summit as the most effective alternate mobility advocacy organization in the state. It was a really great honor. And we also were named a silver bike friendly community, which is a status that I think only 6 other towns in the state of New Jersey have earned. And we started on a Vision Zero action plan in concert with a bunch of other groups in town, not just the Bike and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, but also staff and other groups that are concerned about these safety issues. And that's going to be a major focus going forward in 2022. With the Infrastructure and Operations Committee, I've been working on a subcommittee that's been prepping for Princeton to start transitioning its fleet to be electric vehicles. And the first step is having somewhere to charge those vehicles. We can't purchase them until we know where we're going to charge them. It's been a lengthy process, but we actually have a proposal and are ready to move forward with 8 charging stations along Witherspoon Street in the upper parking lot at Monument Hall, not Monument Hall, at Witherspoon Hall, and a couple of additional charging stations in the lower lot by the police parking area, so that we'll be able to charge both police vehicles and vehicles from our regular fleet as we start to transition. The charging stations in the upper lot will also be available to the public. So I'm really excited about that. And I need to finish with my favorite pet project, which is part of our traffic safety efforts. For those of you who don't know, I signed up to work as a crossing guard about 3 months ago. I finished my training right before winter break. And so now if you drive past the corner of Valley and Jefferson, you on any morning and some afternoons, you'll see me out there in my reflective gear, trying to keep our school kids safe. And I just need to bring it up again because we still have a shortage of crossing guards. It's fun. It's so important, and it actually pays pretty well. This is not a volunteer opportunity. So anybody who's out there who wants to serve the town in a really constructive way, reach out to Sergeant Murray, and he'll get you started on the path to being a crossing guard. That's it.
David, thank you. Mia, would you go next, please? No, can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, good. Okay. So first, I just would like to thank my colleagues for really being there together in the past year. And we've worked together as a team through very difficult times that history will remember as one of the most difficult in this century. And I truly could not ask for a more supportive, caring, devoted, smart, and committed group of partners. I am so grateful to you all every day. And I'm looking forward tremendously to continuing our work in the new year. So building a little bit on what Mayor Frida said, I was thinking tonight about what I wanted to write about, and I was thinking about our staff and everything that they do. And I also wanted to say something that I've wanted to say for a number of months now, which is that I understand that there are two issues going on right now, on which the community has very strong opinions. One of them is cannabis and the other is permit parking. And you would think from the news media and from a lot of conversations that the only thing going on in Princeton is parking and cannabis. And there are actually every day thousands of tasks and that are being accomplished within our municipality, particularly by staff who continue to keep on keeping on. And so my remarks are going to be a little bit less big picture and a little more just talking about specifically what has been worked on. But I do want to thank our staff who have been with us during this difficult time and just show up every day, no matter what, and just accomplish what they need to for the residents of this town. So first are with what is now infrastructure and operations. Our engineering and public works departments continue to maintain and improve the municipality's infrastructure despite COVID and staffing challenges in 2021. In addition to completing the long-awaited Linden Lane, Spruce Street, and Bank Street improvement projects, almost 5 miles of roads and pathways were repaved. The Witherspoon Street Phase 1 design project was completed and construction is anticipated to begin, budget permitting, in the first quarter of 2022. Over 150 storm sewer inlets were repaired, 150 street trees and 17 commemorative trees in parks were planted. While Tropical Storm Ida caused much damage to infrastructure and homes throughout town, staff spent many weeks assisting impacted residents, and virtually all repairs, this is really quite an accomplishment, have now been completed. The engineering, site plan, and subdivision approvals, despite COVID challenges, remained consistent this year in the upper 60s in terms of the approvals that were processed. And the staff have been working closely with local residents, as Councilman Cohen alluded to design on-site stormwater facilities to help mitigate the impacts of climate change. This year, we retained a consultant to undertake an in-depth analysis of our leaf and brush collection. The initial findings will be presented to council in early 2022 and point to opportunities for the town to realize significant cost savings with substantial environmental benefits. A similar comprehensive analysis of our solid and food waste collection and disposal systems is forthcoming. We anticipate this will also lead to recommendations that benefit the town financially and environmentally. We also anticipate relaunching our food waste disposal program in 2022, which I know will come as welcome news to many of our residents who care very much about food waste and composting responsibly. Also this year, we were thrilled to welcome at last Princeton's first open space manager, Cindy Taylor. Cindy will be working to oversee stewardship for each of the existing publicly owned areas of open space to ensure local resident access and to maintain diversity of native species and habitats. In addition, Cindy Taylor, along with Councilwoman Niedergang and I, will be reconvening the Open Space Committee in order that the town can more efficiently support the volunteer open space activities of established nonprofits in Princeton. And I just want to mention that when the open space tax was passed, and this committee was originally convened, their number one recommendation was that an open space an open space manager be hired by the town. And I'm glad that even though it's many years later, we've finally managed to fulfill their number one recommendation. And I hope that that leads, along with reconvening the committee, to more active, more proactive stewardship of the properties that we've acquired in the past. On the transit front, municipal free transit service launched incrementally in August and is now expanded to a 6-day-a-week service in 2022 with 2 interconnected loops. One connecting the Princeton Shopping Center to routes north, including the new senior center on Eve. It's
Poor Farm Road.
Poor Farm Road, thank you, and the Griggs Farm development. And the other loop comprising stops along Harrison, Nassau, Witherspoon, and back to the shopping center. In 2022, Princeton's Transit Advisory Committee will be working on a plan to expand public transit in Princeton with a system that incorporates our new affordable housing sites and which takes into account the needs of working families, especially those with after-school transportation needs. The Transit Committee will also be exploring the use of employee shuttles to solve some of our parking challenges, as well as weighing in on behalf of Princeton residents as the New Jersey Transit Dinky Corridor study process unfolds. In late 2021, we merged the Public Works and Engineering departments into a combined Infrastructure and Operations department. And all of the activities that I've just been referring to are within this umbrella of infrastructure and operations. And we anticipate that this consolidation will result in more effective coordination between the planning and maintenance of our municipal infrastructure systems, as well as more streamlined, cost-effective delivery of services. We look forward to finally housing all staff from both these departments at 400 Witherspoon in the next few months. And I want to specifically thank Deanna Stockton, who was our new Deputy Administrator for Infrastructure and Operations, for overseeing all of these activities, and for Jim Purcell for really taking one for the entire team in terms of keeping our transit system running and helping to expand it in the new year. So thank you, both Jim and Deanna. And now on to planning. In 2021, our planning staff and planning board worked overtime and in overdrive for the entire year, convening more than 40 hearings, most of which were 4 hours or longer, in order to process more than 70 land use applications. In the past year, many of these meetings were focused on the implementation of Princeton's Affordable Housing and Fair Share Plan, which we discussed at length in the last council meeting, so I won't go into detail, but this was something that the Affordable Housing Planning and Redevelopment Committee devoted countless hours to complete. Councilwoman Lambrose, Councilman Cohen, and I look forward to seeing the hundreds of new families who will take residence in much needed housing and will have the opportunity to benefit from all that our town has to offer. This past year also set the stage for the overhaul of our master plan, which we will now at last in 2022 be able to embark upon with the entire community. This is a process that allows for comprehensive planning and which leads to a document which reflects our community values and which will guide our future growth and development. And we look forward to all segments of our community having an opportunity to participate and provide input into the master planning process, because this is the result of this will lead to the imprint around which our town will base its future planning decisions. And finally, in conjunction with the New Jersey State Planning Office, our planning staff and council members embarked upon a process leading to the town's recertification as a regional center. The state's vision of communities of place offers a coordinated alternative to the costly, haphazard sprawl that characterized much of the state's post-war development. We as a council and as a community are committed to remaining a model where widespread community involvement, private sector innovation, growth, and revitalization are joined with attractive housing and job opportunities where public services are cost effectively furnished and where vital natural resources in and around our core are protected and preserved. So I look forward to working with you all on continuing to be a community of place in 2022. Thanks.
Thank you, Mia. Okay, thank you to all the council members for your comments. Next up on the agenda is public comments for items not on the agenda. So if anyone from the public has an item they want to bring up, you could raise your hand and we'll recognize you. I will say that one email had come in, but it really wasn't a council level matter. It was a request to do some work on an open space trail, and that's been moved over to the appropriate staff, just to acknowledge that. Adam, I see Lance Liverman has his hand up. Could you bring him in, please?
Yes, Mayor, sending him over.
Hello.
Hey, Lance.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Well, Happy New Year. Most important thing. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Mark, Letitia, Eve, Mia, Michelle, Leighton, and David. You guys, I know you guys are doing a fine job, and I want to sincerely thank all 7 of you. I know that it's not easy doing what you're doing. And to be honest with you, I just wanted to say we're all blessed to be here today. These have been awful times. I talked to family members and other members. It's just been awful times. And I wanted to tell everyone, but to Leighton especially, that continue to let your heart lead you. That's extremely important. You know, it's easy to put asphalt down on a road. It's easy to buy a backhoe. But let your heart lead you when it comes to the town. And that's what I did, all my years. And I'm just saying, that's all I'm asking. And I wish you guys the best of luck. You guys are 7 people, all 7 of you. And I'm telling you right now, for the whole public, I respect and love all 7. Not one of you I would throw away. So God bless. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Lance. I'm glad none of us are throwaways.
Thank you, Lance. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy
We should
New Year,
recycle rather than throw away anyway.
Thank you, Lance.
Thank you so much, Lance. God bless you.
Happy New Year.
Okay. Do we have any other members of the public that wish to make a comment?
Seeing no additional hands, Mayor.
Okay. Seeing none, we'll close that section of the meeting. I believe that's everything that was on our agenda. Would someone like David?
I move to adjourn.
Thank you. Eve seconds the motion. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion passes. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you to everyone that tuned in tonight to watch and listen. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Good evening,
Happy New
everyone.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Have a nice evening.
Take care.